Ladies and gentlemen, Vince here. Join me as I try out some new reward apps in 2026. Hope you enjoy. The first application is called Data Rewards. So this is what it looks like when you first launch it up. Top of the screen, you have your gem-based currency, your 3-hour timer, and of course your supposed PayPal currency. Now, underneath that, we have our data area. You'll find a little edit button underneath the gigabyte of data. Here is where you can supposedly set up a plan to watch your data that's going from and to your mobile phone. Now that's all well and good, but the way you actually get the gems, in my opinion, is of course from the advertisements. Speaking of which, there's the first intrusive pop-up. So you also have floating gems. Now, tapping on any of these floating gems is of course going to bring up another ad prompt. So pretty straightforward, everyone. I'm sure you guys understand how these type of apps work. Even if you don't want to claim the ×5 bonus, it's going to force an ad anyway. That's how they make you do it, essentially. There is also a daily task area, as well as 4 mini games. Again, mini games are very easy to understand. Literally just get the ad prompt, essentially. There is a task section though that breaks down every single way that you can actually earn these gems on the application. So keep that in mind. That's probably the best place to go if you actually just want to watch non-stop advertisements. And there's another pop-up. So let me just break down how my data rewards experience went. I started my test off with 3 hours on the timer, played for an hour straight and generated 15,569 of the gems. And once that timer ran out, that converted into 4 cents worth of USD currency. I then played again for almost another hour, everyone, and generated 8,700 of the gems. And that converted into almost another 4 cents USD, barely missing out there on 8 cents in total. I am happy to say though, yes everyone, I did withdraw that 7 cents worth of USD, and yes, it did arrive to my PayPal account straight away, at least in my experience here in Australia. But does that mean it's actually worth the time and effort? At least here in Australia, absolutely not, in my opinion. But again, you can do whatever you want with the information you've seen today, okay? Let's move on to the next app. Next up, we have an app called Bitcoin Gold Flick. And this is what it looks like when you launch it up. So the whole goal of this game, everyone, is to literally get goals. All you need to do is flick the ball into the goal square. Done. Now, obviously, you have to try and avoid the hazards and, the people blocking the ball, but realistically, it's very straightforward. Now, in my opinion, again, it's all ran by advertisements, okay? So keep that in mind. It's not the goals themselves, it's more the ads that come after and all the little benefits that you can get when you actually do watch the ads, like the opt-in one. For instance, if I remove the goalkeeper or remove the defenders or get the ×2 score, in my opinion, that could potentially increase the Satoshi earning rate. As in my experience, that's generally how these little apps work. Now, there are levels technically at the top of the screen there. I'm on level 24 at the moment. The more progress you make, the more that bar fills up, and then you move on to the next level eventually. Again, very easy to understand. So everyone, I played for 1 hour straight, and I managed to generate 119 Satoshi. And as you can see, it does say redeemed winnings is also 119. And yes, I am very happy to say that Satoshi did arrive straight away to my Zebedee wallet, which was excellent to see. And if you want to know the breakdown of how much I got in that hour, it was officially 10 cents worth of USD currency. So again, nothing groundbreaking by any means, but a little bit better than those 3-hour PayPal apps. Either way, it's a cool little idea, but now at least you know about it, so you can do whatever you want with that. Let's move on to the next app. I just wanted to say, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my videos, everyone. Thank you so much for all your support. Next up, we have Celestium Shards. Now, anytime I see one of these fake casino applications, everyone, I do have to chuckle a bit because I do understand what they're trying to do here. What ends up happening is that you get spammed with ads, of course, and then you get the gems in return. So the slots element is just for fun. Always keep that in mind. This is what it looks like, by the way. Top of the screen, you have your in-game currency of cash, you have your 3-hour timer, and then you have your supposed PayPal currency. Underneath that, you have the big cloud of gems and virtual money. And of course, underneath that, you have all your bonuses, as well as the fake slot element itself. At least here in Australia, I have 30 spins available, but realistically, the spins are unlimited, everyone, okay? Remember, the whole goal is just to watch ads, so they're gonna force feed you ads no matter what, which is not too bad because we all understand what these apps are for. Like, you just saw an interruptive ad then, and then we get prompted to watch another ad. Same situation, even if you don't want to watch the ad, it's gonna play it anyway, okay? No matter what button you press. So you might as well press the main one. I think the funniest thing is, at least here in Australia, gambling is like a massive thing, okay? And I'm fairly sure the whole country runs on it almost to at this point. So when you see little fake games like this, it does make me laugh a bit. You will get random little mini games appearing as well. I would love to know, in your own country, everyone, how prevalent is gambling, okay? Like, is it outlawed or is it like a massive thing? And of course, this is a fake gambling app, all pretend, so just keep that in mind. But in Australia, online casinos are actually outlawed, so you're not allowed to use them technically. Either way, that's all really there is to show for the application. You can't really show too much else, okay? Let me just break down how my experience went. So I started my test off with 1 hour and 23 minutes on the timer. I played for around an hour straight and generated 1.6 billion of the virtual currency. And that converted into 11 cents worth of USD currency, everyone, which for one of these type of apps is actually on the higher end, funny enough. And I am happy to say I did withdraw that 11 cents worth of USD and it arrived straight away to my PayPal account, at least here in Australia and in my experience. So look, just be realistic about it. There's really not too much to it, okay? It's just endless ads and a fake casino element. So just keep that in mind before going into it. But either way, let's move on to the next app. Next up, we have Driller Ground. So Driller Ground is another one of these little casual play to earn style of applications. Again, everyone, exact same concept as the other apps I've shown you on today's video. You're gonna get a lot of ads, so get ready. This is what it looks like. Top of the screen, of course, you have your timer, as well as your supposed PayPal money, and the goal. Underneath that, we have our virtual gold, which we can use for upgrades, our little sleeping miner, and his battery level. You can actually activate auto mode if you don't want to play the game yourself, and of course you can upgrade the miner. And there's an interruptive ad. So tapping on the screen is going to activate the miner, and of course cause you to start digging down. And there's one of the many ad prompts you're going to see. Same situation as the previous apps, everyone. You don't really have a choice. They say you do, but you don't. They're going to play the ad no matter what. So just upgrading your character is very easy. Just simply tap the upgrade, and sometimes you'll get the floating chest. Again, same situation, another prompt. So really all you do is just spam the screen and then upgrade your miner, okay? Again, very easy concept to understand. Anyone can get their head around it, I'm sure. Now let me just break down how my experience went. So I started my test off with almost 3 hours on the timer, played for an hour straight and generated 14,360 of the virtual cash. And once that timer ran out, I was left with 5 cents worth of USD. So again, quite disappointing. Something I will say though is that they do have a separate rewards area, everyone, and this is where you can go through and manually watch ads or, you know, play the little mini games within it. So again, I'm sure you guys have seen this before. I am happy to say though that yes, I did withdraw the 5 cents, and yes, it did arrive straight away, my own experience here in Australia, to my PayPal account. So there you have it. So again, one of those frustrating situations where if they just increase the pay rate, it could actually be a decent app, but that's just sadly not the case, at least in my opinion, here in Australia. But again, now you know about it, so you can choose to do whatever you want. Next up, we have Cash Bubble. So Cash Bubble has two main ways to earn the gem-based currency. This is what it looks like. Top of the screen, of course, you have your USD, your goal, and the timer. Underneath that, you have your start button, which takes you to the actual bubble merging game. But then you have your gems floating around it. Same situation as always, everyone. It brings up the ad prompt, and in my opinion, that's what actually generates the PayPal currency, not the game itself. You have your daily task area and your mini games area. Again, the mini games are very straightforward. They also have a main task area where you can generate a whole bunch of the gems. Now, they actually do have a game like I mentioned, and this is just a simple bubble merging game. Again, you've seen these time and time before, and you did just see an intrusive ad. So yes, get ready for ads every 30 seconds or so. But then you'll also get some mini game pop-ups as well. So look, I'm not gonna waste your time. You guys know exactly how these apps behave, all right? So let me just show you my experience. I started my test off with 3 hours on the timer. I played for around 40 minutes straight and generated 10,000 of the gems or so, and actually met the goal. That converted into only 3 cents worth of USD. I then played for another 15 minutes and generated 2,699 of the gems, and that finally got us to the 5 cents worth of USD, everyone. So again, these rates are very predictable, sadly on the low end. Now, what I will say is that yes, I did cash out the 5 cents worth of USD, and yes, it did arrive to my PayPal account straight away. At least in my experience. But in my opinion, you could be doing so much more with your time. Unless you have a very specific reason to be using an app like this, I just don't think it's practical, at least not in 2026. But you can do whatever you want with the information as always. Check out my channel for almost 1,000 reviews. Catch you next time.